You know, there are a lot of nameless characters in the Maasverse, and normally I would think nothing of it. Except I read Throne of Glass, where nameless is my price ended up having a big payoff. So before we break into all the different nameless characters that I've found in the Crescent City and ACOTAR series, let me give you a little context with Throne of Glass. That series is full of riddles and mystery, and Aylin's got a lot of figuring out to do. But one of the recurring mysteries there is that nameless is my price is a phrase that comes up in regards to making the new lock and that whole deal that their gods made with Elena, the human. It's long and it's complicated, and it would be much better if you actually read the books for yourself. But basically, the person who needed to make this new lock in order to fulfill a long-standing bargain had to be nameless. Aylin thought that that was her because for a period of time she went by the name Selena. Her actual identity was believed to be dead, so she saw herself as nameless. Except the person who ended up paying the price was actually nameless. It was a character that you don't even realize you don't know their name. But then they come in for this big redemption arc at the end. You find out their name, and you find out why they lost their name in the first place, why nobody remembers this person's name. There's a whole story behind it, and it's not just a plot device. So I just put out a video about all the different connections with the three series and how I don't think they're just Easter eggs. And I think this nameless person thing is one of those things. So let's go through some of the nameless characters of note. Let's start with ACOTAR. The first one that came to mind was the Archeron father, whom I just call the Prince of Merchants because I don't know what else to call him. He already has a lot of the vibes of the character referenced before and could have a very similar redemption arc. I could very much see that parallel happening here. We have the King of Hybern. He's the king of a random court that has nothing to do with seasons or time. We don't know anything about him. We don't know where he came from. We don't know when he came to power. We make a lot of assumptions until Crescent City comes around, but we don't know his name. And again, because of Throne of Glass, I think that might mean something. We also have the mother, which I noted in a different video. In ACOTAR Book 5, it specifically says that Nesta can almost know her name. That stood out. We also have the Suriel. Feyre was very interested in finding out the Suriel's name. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something. And the last one's a little bit of a stretch for me, but the Bone Carver, we never learned his name either. But we did learn the name of his brother and his sister, but we didn't learn his name, so that's kind of weird. And all of them have similar vibes to that character I referenced in Throne of Glass, where nameless was the price. All of these nameless characters, with the exception of the mother, have faced similar enough circumstances to the character in Throne of Glass that was nameless that I'm referencing. So let's shift over to Crescent City. We have the River Queen and her daughter. I don't really think that that means anything. It's just this series is only 3 books old, so we don't really know what's important yet. We have the Underking, honestly another one that I don't think necessarily matters, but it's notable. We have the Viper Queen. She has the potential to become something bigger. I'm not sure where her character arc is going, but I could see something big for her. And then the one I wanted to focus on, the Autumn King. We do know his name. His name is Einaar. And he is the most similar to that Throne of Glass character so far. The exception is that he has learned an awful lot about all things surrounding Prythian and the Starborn line. So we're going to speculate a little bit here, she says, as if she's not already speculating. The specific reason that the character in Throne of Glass had their name erased from history and memory is exactly the kind of situation I think Einaar, the Autumn King from Crescent City, would have avoided. He learned a lot. And I think he would have been able to avoid that entire situation, trying to do this with as few spoilers as possible. But he is perfectly aligned for the exact same redemption arc as the one in Throne of Glass. All of this is too soon to tell, because again, we only have 3 Crescent City books. We've got 3 more ACOTAR books already promised and on the way. And who knows how many more series she has going. But I'm good at pattern recognition, and this is one that I just could not ignore. But I want to know what you think. Tell me all of the nameless characters I forgot. Tell me if you know the Throne of Glass story, which ones you think line up the best. Or let me know that I'm completely crazy and I'm stretching way too far. Either way, put it in the comments.